So uh, in a mobile application, as of now, we developed everything with a static text, right? But in mobile applications, we have to take inputs from the user and we have to display it in the device, right? So for that one, we use a object called text field, which we call widget in Flutter. So nothing but an object. So we can see how we take the text fields in an application today. We'll create a new dart file. See, see, we have ran our application and see the output here. If you see, this is the input field which we have coded here. So this white background is called scaffold, and inside the center of this page, I have created one text field with the label enter your text. So when you click on the text that enter your text, you can see a keyboard will pop up and you can enter your input. See, I can enter flutter. See, flutter. So when I click OK, now it will go. So this is how you get input from the user using text field in Flutter. So if you want to access the text which the user have entered, there is a function called on change in the text field. If you see the signature of this text, see this on field function, see is a value changed of string type. Value changed is nothing but the type def. So this is the type def. Nothing means it is a function with a signature that returns void, so it doesn't return anything, but it takes the value of type t. These t's are called generics. We will discuss about generics in upcoming sessions, but this is nothing but so value change of t. So whatever the type you give, whether a string or int, it supports that type of uh, value as a parameter. So here, if you see, this is the type of string, value changed of string. So now it will accept. See, if you put a string here in t, value change of string equals to void function string value. It means nothing but if that on changed is a function of type which takes string as a param and returns nothing. So in text field, this on changed is nothing but whatever the value we enter inside the text box. So whenever you type a value, it will pass that to this function as a param. So whatever value you enter here, when you are entering something, every time it will pass that value as a param to this function. So whatever logic you write inside this on changed, it will execute. For example, see, now I will print the value here. See, if I restart the application, you see, you observe the console. See, this is printing flutter F. So every time I enter the value, it will print. So whatever the user enters in this text field, you can access that value through this function and you can write your own logic here. Okay. Now see, I will print the value below this text field. So for that one, what I have to do? Any guess from your side? I got the value here. Now I want to print the value before this text field. So here, below this text field, what I have to do? Any guess? Any guess, guys? Okay, see, if I want to print the value here below the text field, first it should be in a vertical order, right? So now I have to add a column here. So I have to add a column here. So whatever the value I get here, I need a variable to receive that value. So what I will be doing is I will be creating a new string temp variable, and in its state I will assign it with the empty value. So when you don't have any value, we will, if you want to declare it in future, you declare that type as a late. If you don't want to add late here, you can directly initialize here. Both are same. Now what I will do is I will print the value here. Temp variable. See. When I run this, as I said earlier, if you want to print the column values in the center of the screen, you have to add main and cross as a center. See. Now, if you see, there is no value printed below the text field because we assigned empty value to the temp variable. So the empty value is printed, so it won't be visible to you. Now, what we have to do is we have to assign this value to this temp value. Now, if I run this application and if I enter this one, see, the value is not printing. Why? Any guess? Any guess, guys? Why the value is not printing here? Even though I am updating the value to temp variable. The value is not printing because whatever we have to display in the UI, we have to keep it in the set state. Otherwise, it won't update in the UI. So if I put in a set state, and if I run the application, and if I put the, see, Whatever the value I am entering here, it is displaying. See, guys, you understood? You guys understood how to receive inputs in an application and how to display it in the screen? If you guys understood this, just raise your hands or give a thumbs up symbol. No one? You guys understood, or I have to repeat it again? So please repeat once. Okay. So when you want to receive any inputs from the user and you have to display it, so we are using text fields here. So earlier in our classes, we have seen a fixed text. So whatever text we give, it will be printed. But if you see in our latest applications such as WhatsApp or Amazon, in Amazon, if you want to search something, you go to the Amazon app and in the search box, you will type like latest shoes, latest watches. And if you see, hit the enter button, then it will show you the latest watches, latest shoes, right? So this is how it will happen. So when you enter in Amazon like this, see latest shoes. So when you enter these latest shoes, in text field, whatever value you enter, it will pass it as a param in that value. So if you write your logic inside this on change function, you can access whatever the user entering into the text field, and you can write your own logic inside that one. So on changed is a type of function. This on changed is a function. See, on changed is a function of type string, a function with param as a string. So this is T is nothing but generics. It will. I mean, you can understand these things in upcoming classes. For now, you see whatever the type you declare here, it will accept. It will send that um, type of param inside the function. See, if you put a string here, you can pass the values of type string. If you put int, you can pass the type of int. So here what this text field widget will do is, in on changed function, so if you are entering any value in the text field widget, so inside the text field it is already written in Flutter. So whatever the value it enter, this value comes as a parameter for this on changed function. This is a function. So whatever the values I enter, it will come as a parameter. So what I am doing is I will receiving that parameter and I am assigning it to a variable because it is a type of string, right? This is type of string. So I am assigning that type to another local variable called temp variable, so that every time I enter something, what logic I have written is I have to print it below the text field. See, I have added text of temp variable and these two are inside the column. What we discussed earlier, in column, whatever values you put, it will display in the vertical order, right? So first text field, next is the text one. So in text, what I am saying, I am printing the temp variable. So here, whatever the value I enter in the text field, it comes through this function. And what we written here, we are taking that value and we are assigning it to temp variable, and we put it in a set state. Set state means what? It means you want to change the state when any logic executes. So it means what, when I enter any value in the text field, it has to come in the onChange function, and every time it will rebuild. It will rebuild the UI again. It will update the user interface and this logic again. So every time you enter a value here, it will receive that in the value and it execute the set state and it shows the value again. So whatever the value you print, see, it will print. Got it? This is how this WhatsApp and Amazon, it will display the text again. In WhatsApp, if you enter the chat and if you hit enter, it will display in the top, right? So this is how they take your text, chat text, and display it in the UI. In Amazon, that's it how it works. If you enter anything in the search box, it will take that and it will show you in the UI, and using network calls, using APIs, it take the data from the server and show it in the mobile. So the part of making API request, you will learn in upcoming classes. For now, you can learn how to take input from the text field and how to display it in the screen. You guys got it? If you guys got it, just give me a thumbs up symbol. Yeah. So now we have learned how to take a input and display in the screen, right? Can you guys do it basic assignment here? Guys, I want to know how many of you doing hands-on practice along with me instead of just hearing to the class. How many of you trying it in your code editor? If you guys are means trying in your code editor, just gives a thumbs up symbol. At least one member. Okay. But practice a lot, guys. If you don't practice, you won't remember the code. See, now the small task is, I want you guys to take two inputs. First one is take input of username, take input of user email, and third one, print username and email below the text fields. But I have a condition here. You have to take inputs from text field and you display in different style. Name should be bold and font size should be 16. 61. Email should be normal and font size should be 12. Can you guys?
not
What?
code is not visible, sir.
Wait.
Now it is visible.
Okay. So this is the assignment you have to do now. You can try it in your code editor. For text, you can use this link. I'll post it in the chat. You can use this link so that you can get the syntax of the text field. Guys, anyone tried or anyone trying? If you guys are trying, just raise your thumb. Just give a thumbs up symbol. If anyone is trying, okay, see, as I said, take two inputs, username and user email. So what I will be doing is, okay, I need two text fields. So what I am doing is, I am putting two text fields. First, I am changing it as enter your name, and this one is enter your email. See, enter. You see, there's a thick line. It is nothing but the two borders are colliding. You can give space like there's a sized box, 5, 10, 16. If you give like this, what it will do is it creates an empty box between name and email. See, the gap will happen. Okay. Guys, is screen not visible? Hello guys, screen visible or not? Narasimha is telling that screen is not visible. Remaining guys able to see see my screen? Guys, if you are able to see my screen, just give a thumbs up symbol. No. Okay. I will share the screen again. Yeah, Narasimha, is it visible now? Okay. See, now what I have to do is For name, I am already adding a, I have already added a string to receive it and display, right? Now what I will do is I will declare another string called email variable and put it empty. You can declare it or not, it is up to you, because you already given a value here, right? So it doesn't matter if you give here or not, so no need. So what I have to do is I have to print the again. Yeah, someone unmuted their mic. Any doubts? Okay. See, what I have to do is now I have to change. So in this text field, whatever the value I enter, I will get it here in temp variable. But here I have to get in different variable because it will override this one if you use the same variable. See, so that's why I use another variable. Now what I am doing is whatever the value I am getting in this text field, it is assigned to this email variable. So it is in set state. So it will update this text here. You guys see? Hmm. My name is Nikhil. Got it? See? See, you see what happens if I use the same variable. So if I enter a value here, if I change the name, you see what happened? It got assigned to the same thing. So okay, I found this on only this one is updating. So only this one is showing. Email is empty, right? We declared empty, and after that we haven't updated here. So it still shows empty because it is not visible to us because it's empty, right? So it is not visible to us. For example, if I put temp variable two times here, you see two times it will show. Got it? So this is how it will work. Anyone finished before I completed this assignment? Anyone? Okay. Now, if you see here, what we are doing, whatever the value we are taking, we are printing immediately. So, if you don't want to do like that, and for example, if you are filling a form, what you have to do, you have to store all the values and you have to show the values at the end of the form fill up, right? So here, if you want to fill a form, for that one we have to use a another field called text form field. The difference between text form field and text field is, for example, here if I add another button, you have filled many forms, right? See, see. Hmm. So this is a form. For example, you have to enter your name and enter your email, and you have to click submit form, and at that time you have to print the variables. What you have to do? Can anyone guess how to store the variables, how to print it? What I have to do? For example, if I enter a values and I have to show values only when I click this form, what I have to do? Any guess? Earlier, we are so if I printing the value, I mean if I entering the value and I'm printing directly here. Now what I want to do is I don't want to print immediately. I want to print only when I click this button. See this button. This is clickable button. What I have to do? Any guess? Anyone? In button, if you see, this is also having on pressed event, means when we want to click the button, what should happen? It will be written here. So now what I have to write here and what changes I have to make, so that so whenever I enter a value, I don't want to print it immediately. See? Any guess? Instead of printing it directly while entering, now I have to print it only when we want to, when we click the button. What changes I have to do? What I have to do is, in on change, we don't have to use set state. You have to just store the value. Here also you have to just store the value. What I have to do is, when I submit the form, yeah,
Sir, your screen is stucking while you're using code editor, sir.
is it stuck?
Many times.
Okay, wait, I will stop the sharing and start again. Is it visible now? Guys, is
No,
it
sir. No, sir.
code editor?
No, sir.
Guys, is she only facing the issue or remaining people also? Anyone facing the same issue? Okay. I stopped the sharing and is reshared again. Is the issue still exist? See, now I can move my screen to code editor. Can you guys able to see the code? I just moved to the code editor.
Yes, sir. Now it's visibling, sir. While you're coding, it's not visibling, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now I am making changes. Can you see? See, I am entering some values. Are you able to see?
No, sir. No, sir.
Guys, is she only facing that issue or remaining people also? You guys not able to see the code that I am entering? No, not me. Okay. Yeah, remaining people like Jahnavi, Bharat, are you guys facing the same issue or what? You guys able to see the code?
No, sir.
No. Wait. Contrast. Can you guys rejoin once? Just you join the meet link again. Now you guys able to see the code editor. I just switched the code editor. Yeah guys, is it visible now? Are you able to see the code editor now? Guys, tell me, is it visible or not? If it is visible, give the thumbs up symbol. Is my screen visible? Yeah. Now I am moving to the code editor. Just tell me, is it visible or not? So if it is not visible or visible, just unmute your mic and tell me, because I will be in the next screen, right? Now I move to the code editor. Is it visible now?
Sir.
Yeah. Okay. So what I have done is, instead of calling set state in on changed, what I have done is I am simply assigning the value, and whenever I click the button, I'll just call set state. Inside that one, I don't reassign the values because I have already updated the variable. I just want to show it in the UI. So for that one, I just need to call the set state. So if the updated value is not assigned, then only you have to assign it and call the set state. If the updated value is already assigned, if you just simply call the set state, it will update the UI. Oh, got it? So what I have done here is, in on changed, whenever user enters a value, I am storing that value in the temp variable. Similarly, in email, whatever the value the user enters, I am storing the value in the this email variable. Here in a temp variable, I am storing. Here email variable I am showing. I am updating. Instead of showing, I am just assigning the value to email. So that what happens is, whatever the value we have entered, it will already assign to that variable, but it won't show in the UI because you haven't called the set state yet. Now, when I click the button, I simply call set state. Now, what happens is, then the whole UI will update. And what I have done, I am showing text here, right? So previously it was showing empty values because I assigned empty strings here, empty value to the strings here. So that's why it was showing only empty. Since it is empty, it is not visible to us. Now, when I click on this on pressed for this button, this set state will happen. So at that time, the value is updated in this strings, right? So now it will show the updated value in the text. If you see, now I'm entering Nikhil. See, it was not updated, you showing in the UI because I haven't written set state. I only assigned the value. See, once I click submit form, you see, now if I click updated value, see what happened is, now the temp variable is updated with the Nikhil update value, and the email variable is still with the old value, nikhilsample@email.com. Now when I click submit form, see, Nikhil update value will be shown here. Here, the old value and new value both are same, so it will still show the last value. See, now if I clear this value and if I click submit form, see, now the value is empty, so it is showing empty again, and this value is haven't updated, so it is still showing the old value. This is how you fill the forms, and this is how when you are entering anything in Amazon, it will wait for you. When you click search, then only the search will happen. So this is how the big applications receive value in the text, and they do their operations and they show the result in your screen. You guys got it? You guys understood? How to give inputs in an application and how to display it according to our logic. Any doubts, guys? Here? Are anyone facing any screen sharing issues? If there are any issues, again, just raise thumbs up symbol. If anyone facing the issue. Yeah, Jahnavi, you are still facing the issue?
Sir.
Code
While
is
you're
not
doing,
visible?
actually
What?
it's visible, sir, but it's stuck, sir.
You are
While you're
attending from
doing
laptop or
laptop, sir.
why it is stuck? So while you are changing code, that the code is not visible. Now is it visible? After changing the code, now I am switching the screens, right? Now it is visible. Yes, if it is visible or not, just unmute your mic and tell me the exact status. Once I change the screens.
It's visible, sir.
Bharat, are you able to see the changing code also?
Yes, sir.
Bharat.
Yes, sir.
So you are able to see both the changing code and the normal screen, right?
Sometimes it's struck, sir, but now it finds.
Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. I think some meet Google Meet issue. Earlier you haven't faced this one, right? Today only you are facing this issue, right?
Sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. If you face the issues, I can explain the logic once more. What I have done here is, instead of directly printing, I am printing the values only when I want to click the button submit form. When I click the submit form, then only I am printing the values here. For that one, what I have done here is, instead of calling set state, whenever I am changing the value, what I am doing is I am just storing the value in the variable, and whenever I wanted to print the values, whenever I want to press that button, at the time only I am calling the set state. Here I am not reassigning the values to the temp variable and email variable because the values are already updated. It is not just shown in the UI. So the values which I have entered, it is automatically assigned whenever we are changing it. So if we want to show the updated UI, you just have to call and set state with empty function. See, it set state is a void callback function. It means it take nothing and it returns nothing. It just executes. So whatever the logic you write here, it will just execute it, and the whatever the values are updated and whatever values are we have written to show in the UI, those value will be shown to the user. Okay. So here we already showing the temp variable and email variable. Initially both are empty, so that's why all are empty, it is not visible to us. When I enter a value, see, if I am entering a name means it will be automatically updated to this variable, but it is not yet shown to the user. Similarly, email also, it will be updated to email variable, but it is not visible to us. Once I click the submit form, what happens is it will call the set state. So by this time, what will happen is the values are updated. Now temp variable and email variable are not empty. This Bharat is the value of temp variable and email is the value of email variable, but it is not yet shown in the UI. When I click the submit form, it will execute the set state and this whole UI will be updated again. So now what happens, this name, email, everything will be same. Now instead of empty values, we will be shown the updated values. See, when I click the submit form, it will show Bharat and sample@gmail.com. So you can print as you like. For example, you can do string interpolation here. Template. See, now Bharat email is sample@gmail.com. Oh, see, this is how you can use your own requirements to display the text, and this is how you write the logic as you need it. Now you guys got it? You guys understood the concept, how to take the input, how to display it in the screen, and how to write according to our logic. If you guys got the logic, if you guys understood this topic, just give me a thumbs up symbol. Only one. Guys, be interactive, guys. From this week onwards, we will be implementing this application. See, that's why I'm see here we have a search. That's why I am giving a class about text input field. So from this week onwards, after after having some basic lessons, we will be implementing this application. So these are the designs. So if you guys understood this topic only, then only you will be able to implement these designs, and means you will be able to develop these designs. Here we have entire profile section. In this one we have name, email, password, date of birth, country, and all these are form filling. So these are related to these input fields. So if you understand this thing, then only you will be able to implement this UI. Got it? Hey, are you guys interested in developing that application? If you are interested, just give me a thumbs up symbol. I will make sure you will develop it on your own. So I will guide you while the development. So try to understand these topics. If you have any doubts about these things, just ask me so that I can explain you betterly. Okay. Now tell me guys, you understood this input concept? If you understood, just raise your hand or give thumbs up symbols. I want everyone to interact. If you guys not understood, just let me know which part you haven't understood. Guys, from last 2 sessions, I am not providing the notes. If you are interactive or if you are observing, that is why I want everyone to be interactive. If you guys are not interactive, or if you want to practice later, or if you want notes, just let me know. If you want notes for this code, if you want notes, just give me a thumbs up symbol so I can provide the notes what we have practiced in every session. Yeah, I'm seeing. See, this is what interaction means. If I am not asking for the notes, you guys never ask me about the notes, right? So just ask me whatever you want, whatever you are not able to understand, just ask me. These are basic topics. If you don't understand basics properly, when I am developing these screens, you won't be able to understand anything. See, if you see the designs, it may seem complex for you. If we discuss about the basic things, you see all these threes are in a horizontal order. It means we will be using row here, and these are in vertical order, so we will be using column here. These two are in one by one, so we will be putting a column inside a row. See, everything is a basic thing. It may look complex for you, but if you learn the basics properly, everything will be easy for you. That's why I'm asking you guys to understand the basics properly. And if you have any doubts in the basics, just ask me now. Don't feel shy, or don't feel that this will become a dumb question or like that. Don't ever think like that. Just ask me if you have any doubts in the basics. Okay, guys. If you guys don't have any doubts, we can wind up the session for today. If you guys having any doubts, just stay in the call. We can clear the session. So those who don't have any doubts, just leave the session today. Thank you. Okay, I can stop sharing my screen.